Hello, I want to tell you a little secret in this video. Uh, Cern's proton is flubbed. Their math is flubbed. They call it something else, a technical term, and I'm not even going to repeat it because it's an insult. And their proton is, and their proton theory is crap. They can't think their way out of a wet paper sack. Their nuclear theory is they have just quarks bouncing around willy-nilly in a magical bubble of confinement called the strong force that is dictated by a color charge that tells which quark the gluon to go to. That's beautiful. But I am the only one on Earth with a working nuclear theory. What I put on this channel is the only working nuclear theory on Earth, the only viable nuclear theory on Earth that works by the four fundamental laws of nature. Their proton is flubbed to work mathematically. They can't get it mathematically down. Something else about quantum physicists, a little secret about them. They flub the math. It's called the complex number system. Nature doesn't take the complex number system. I've never found nature taking the complex number system in, it makes beautiful fractals, but in real life it doesn't do it. It doesn't take, nature does not take the square root of a negative number. They just thought of doing, the quantum physicists just thought of doing that themselves to see what they could get. And they got some interesting mathematics and some beautiful fractals, and they did get some results from that mathematical model, but it's not reliable. Their equations are based on that, taking the square root of a negative number, and you just can't do it in nature. I've solved gravity on this channel. I've solved mass. I've solved the asymmetry of the early universe, all with the realization one day of what happens with the up quarks. And I put the rest of the universe together from that. And abandoning point particle theory because it's stupid. It's stupid. You got to have structure with mass. If mass does not have structure, then you're not going to have any mass. You have a waveform in light with zero mass. Zero mass. The only mass in the universe you get is particles moving slower than that of light. When the weak force bonds the strings, yes, the strings of string theory, they bond in light to form the electrons, the positron and the electron pair during pair production, gamma. Something in the light has to bond to create the mass, doesn't it? Well, it's irritating talking to some Cern scientists. They're just, they have no, they can't think. Also, the magic bubble of confinement is each particle gives off its own forces, Cern. You need to tell people this. They need to understand this. It's not a magic bubble of confinement. The up quark gives off its own, there's two up quarks. Each one of them gives off its own strong force. The down quark gives off its own strong force. They give off their own electromagnetic force, and they're constructed by the weak force that gives them mass. from fundamental strings, and I put it together on this channel. And if you want to give me shit about not presenting more math at Cern, well then you present math that isn't flubbed, huh? And you quantum physicists, your math is flubbed from the beginning. You take the square root of negative numbers. Nature doesn't do that. Well, they were giving me hell about not having enough math. Well, I'm telling them the truth right now, and I'm exposing them to the public. Their proton mathematics is flubbed, and they will tell you it's flubbed. They flubbed the equations to fit what they wanted to say in the end, what they should say according to experimental observation. But they don't know. Their math is flubbed. I didn't flub no math. I got what I got from 3 to 4 postulates. I still haven't decided if the weak force is a postulate. I think it is in this case, in my prior videos. So, there you go. They're flubbing the math. They flub the math to make it work to get something. I'm not flubbing no math. I'm doing theorizing. I'm doing theoretical work here on YouTube. And I'm putting it in plain English for people to understand. And there's videos you can watch on YouTube that'll show you plainly where it shows you that they flub the math. And their theorists will tell you we have no working nuclear theory. They just think that when they hit it with high energy experiments, they're just valences. No, man. There's a lot more going on there than valences. Thank you.